Good evening and welcome to Duck TV News. I'm Mano Murphy.
And I'm Carly Armendariz. Here are tonight's top stories. As the weather begins to warm up, many students may feel the urge to float down the river, but it is not as safe as some assume. Firefighters have already rescued 2 people from the Willamette River at the Alton Baker Park this spring. Not only are there debris and fast-flowing currents, but the 45-degree temperature water can lead to hypothermia or death. Firefighters suggest taking precautions and wearing a life jacket when considering swimming in the water.
Safety is a major topic in the state right now. Individuals in Oregon considered at risk of suicide could have their guns taken away by a bill approved by the Oregon Senate. If made a law, this bill will allow family members to seek an extreme risk protection order in court for a relative they believe could be suicidal. Police would also be able to do this. If a judge grants the order, the person at risk would have to surrender all his or her guns. The bill was approved 17-11 and now goes to the House. This bill was co-sponsored by Republican Senator Brian Boquist, an Army veteran whose stepson killed himself last year.
In other news, sunny days in Eugene call for rooftop parties, but this past Saturday, UO students might have taken it too far. Police were called Saturday after property on the Hub rooftop was damaged by Hub residents and guests. The gathering resulted in excessive damage of the pool tile, broken glass around the floor, and broken chairs. Management was forced to restrict roof access, posting a notice to residents the next morning that stated the rooftop area was unsafe. The Hub management declined to comment, but the rooftop is expected to reopen sometime this week.
The University of Oregon has made a new change affecting students who are having trouble deciding on a major. Sienna DeRoma has more.
Currently, students at the University of Oregon are allowed to declare a major at any point in their college career. But starting next year, the university is making a change. Students will now be required to declare a major by spring term of their sophomore year.
This new policy, put in place by the UO Faculty Senate, will begin in the fall of 2017. Students who fail to declare a major will be blocked from registration and required to meet with an advisor in Oregon Hall, who will help them come to a decision. A few students who voted against the policy feared that it will force them into pursuing a major before they are ready. Professor Ron Bramhall explains the positive effects of this change.
Well, the real goal here is to have students connect with an advisor and have a conversation about their plans. Conversations about what are their career goals and does this major really fit, or are there other majors that might fit better?
For many students, choosing a major can be anxiety and stress-inducing. Senior Hannah Gross explains her journey through finding a major.
I came in as an honors college student in the architecture program. Then I switched to product design, and now I'm arts and administration. So I say explore until the end of your sophomore year if you don't know what to do, and then kind of figure it out from there, because again, you're not gonna necessarily have to do that for like the rest of your life. So.
For Duck TV News, I'm Sienna DeRoma.
Thanks, Sienna. For more information about this new policy, head to Oregon Hall or the University of Oregon's website.
Speaking of majors, the University of Oregon's School of Music has introduced a new concentration in popular music studies. It has quickly become one of the fastest growing majors at the university. There is no background in music required, and with no audition process, students only need to sign up online in order to enroll. Any music interest can be studied and applied to the popular music curriculum. Topics of study include songwriting, music production, music performance, and popular music history. For more information on the popular music concentration, visit popmusic.uoregon.edu. Now we toss it to Jenny and Macy for sports.
Welcome to this week's episode of Duck TV Sports. I'm Macy Highland.
And I'm Jenny Sanchez. We will preview this upcoming week of Oregon athletics, highlight 3 track athletes from the Pac-12, and showcase Oregon's Olympic weightlifting team.
Let's get started. Historic Hayward Field hosts the track and field Pac-12 championships this coming weekend. Many Ducks sat out of the Oregon Twilight Meet last week in preparation for the championships, where they look to take the title for the 9th consecutive year. Last weekend, the combined events championships took place in Corvallis. Mitch Modine took the men's decathlon for Oregon over teammate Joe Delgado by 98 points. The Pac-12 championships will now come to Tracktown, USA this weekend. Talia Franco highlights who to look out for in the women's 100-meter dash in this week's triple threat. Take it away, Talia.
On this week's triple threat, I will highlight 3 athletes to look out for. competing in the women's 100-meter dash at this weekend's Pac-12 championship. Let's get started. First up, Oregon Duck redshirt sophomore Ariana Washington. Washington is the reigning champion of this event and has a whole lot of other heavy metal to go with it. She is a 6-time All-American, a 3-time NCAA champion, a Pac-12 champion, and a 2016 United States Olympian. Not only has she racked up those titles for herself, but she has helped her team set a new collegiate record in both the 4x200 and the 4x100. Oregon Tracktown fans looked for the Ducks to continue her dominance in her 2017 Hayward debut season. Next up, we have UW senior Kennedy Boyer. Boyer is a first-team All-American for the 60-meter dash, All-American honorable mention for the 100-meter dash, and was ranked 8th in school history for the 200-meter dash at the Husky Classic. She has constantly been a top competitor for her 3 years at Washington. Following her stellar freshman year at Ole Miss, Boyer had a terrific first season as a Husky as she was awarded the Pac-12 champion in the long jump and helped break a school record in the 4x100 relay. Clearly, Boyer is a great competitor no matter what school she is representing and will give Ariana Washington a run for her money. Last but not least, we'll have Deanna Hill, a junior from the University of Southern California. Hill is not a standout runner compared to Washington and Boyer, but I would not forget about her just yet. She ranks in the USC's top 10 in the 100-meter and the 200-meter. Hill helped her team set the record for the 4x100-meter relay in the NCAA championship last year. I predict that Oregon's very own Ariana Washington will take this event, but it could very well be a photo finish. Well, that's it for this week's Triple Threat. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Talia. Oregon softball heads to Palo Alto, California this Thursday to face the Stanford Cardinal for the last series of the season. Stanford is 2-19 in the conference and 19-29 on the season, which sets up to be an easy outing for the Ducks. Even if Oregon sweeps the Cardinal, it won't really matter. Arizona clinched the Pac-12 championship on Sunday, ending the Duck streak of 4 straight. The past weekend, Oregon softball was the underdog against the number 2 Florida State Seminoles. However, they pulled out a clean sweep after a doubleheader on Saturday and a late game on Sunday. The Ducks made a strong case for a top 8 seed in the NCAA bracket, which would allow them to host a regional and potentially a super regional.
It is a big series. It is a big matchup. You know, it's an opportunity to try to get that top 8 seed if we can. And, and they're a very good ball club. So we played it up like a super regional type matchup. And, so I was just glad the way we came out, especially against 2 tough pitchers.
The Ducks will face the Oregon State Beavers here at PK Park this weekend. The Beavers are ranked number 1 in both Pac-12 and NCAA, so the series may prove tough for the Ducks. Oregon baseball left Pullman, Washington this weekend with a series loss to the Washington State Cougars. Last weekend, the Ducks won the first game 8-2, with David Peterson breaking the Oregon single-season strikeout record. Wazoo answered back to win Game 2 and 3. Baseball needs to hit the weight room in preparation for the Civil War series. Maybe they can take a few pointers from the Oregon Weightlifting Club. Emma Childs has more.
Hold it.
The snatch and the clean and jerk. These are the 2 Olympic lifts that the University of Oregon Weightlifting Club competes with. Coach and president of the club, Jordan Boryak, founded the USA Weightlifting Sanctioned Club last fall. Since then, the club has rapidly gained members. The club is now home to 25 members, making it one of the largest in the state of Oregon.
These weight clips are not the only thing that club team members need to secure in order to have a successful Olympic weightlifting session.
But the athletes have also discovered that they need to secure a determined mindset before every Tuesday and Thursday practice. Coach Boryak emphasizes that physical and mental gains are their main focuses.
Being a person inside the club as well, not only your weightlifting and paying attention to the details it takes to weightlifting, but the details in life.
Boryak designs the programs for every athlete on the team to follow, and his time spent coaching for the club is all completely voluntary. Boryak says being a veteran makes him want to help the athletes more.
And if I could provide that opportunity for other people and see them change, then it's all worth it at the end of the day.
While weightlifting is an individual sport, there is still a valuable team aspect.
I'm just mostly here for the atmosphere and people to lift with.
Emma Childs, Duck TV Sports.
The University of Oregon Weightlifting Club holds tryouts every term. For more information, visit their website.
Volleyball enters a new era with head coach Matt Omer after serving the last 3 years as an assistant. With the coaching staff in place, Omer and the Ducks continued its spring schedule games against Washington and Oregon State this past Sunday at Matthew Knight Arena. They will finish out the spring exhibition schedule this Saturday against the Beavers.
That's it for this week's episode. I'm Macy Highland.
And I'm Jenny Sanchez. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Duck TV Sports and like us on Facebook.
And if you're looking for somewhere fun to take your mom this weekend on Mother's Day, the Civil War series at PK Park is sure to be a great stop.
Yes, and on behalf of all of us at Duck TV, thank you to the mothers who consistently repost our videos on Facebook. Back to you, Manel.
Thanks. A Ninja Park in Springfield is set to open at the end of May, but they invited Duck TV to visit the facility in its early stages of construction.
A University of Oregon alum is opening Northwest Ninja Park, a training facility based on the hit show American Ninja Warrior.
This park, aiming to open May 20th, will feature the most iconic obstacles from NBC's show American Ninja Warrior, including the Salmon Ladder, Devil's Ladder, Cannonball Alley, and more. Sloan Cameron, the owner, graduated from the University of Oregon School of Journalism in 2009. After 6 years working a sales job, she decided to pursue her dream of opening her own training facility where she could turn her full attention to her passion for martial arts. She says she thought about opening the park for several years before finally doing it.
If it doesn't terrify you, then it's probably not worth doing, and it terrified me, to my core to try and think about how to take this leap. And then once I finally did it, it was just like, whew. Yeah.
Cameron is an accomplished martial artist and holds the world record in the art of Taekwondo power breaking. Jackie Ellers reflects on being Sloan's student for 8 years.
She was very inspiring because there were so many girls that always looked up to her, and it was very inspiring to see her in her element.
Visitors at the park will have the option to complete the Ninja program, classes that combine Ninja Warrior style obstacles with martial arts and basic gymnastics, or just enjoy open gym hours. Cameron hopes her level-based system will attract many members of the community.
You can't get really much better in terms of something that combines physical activity and just fun.
Reporting for Duck TV News, I'm Brianna Frieden.
For more information on membership, visit nwninjapark.com.
A controversial totem pole project for the Oregon Country Fair has been canceled after public outcry. The project caused an uproar in the Native American community. After a meeting between the artists behind the project and members of the Native American community, the OCF board made a decision to cancel the project. Other artwork will be on display at the Oregon Country Fair in July.
Speaking of the arts, the Multicultural Scholars Academic Residential Community, or ARC, is creating work relevant to their community. Students in this ARC wrote cultural identity poems and are now working on art pieces to depict the written forms. Faculty Director Jeannie Hall says the group's focus is to support and develop identities, racial and otherwise. Students in ARCs live together in the dorms and take 2 courses as well as a weekly seminar together. Incoming freshmen and students living in the dorms have the opportunity to live in an academic residential community. You can apply online at the housing website. Thank you for joining us tonight on Duck TV News. I'm Minnow Murphy.
And I'm Carly Armendariz. Make sure to check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/OregonDuckTV. Have a great night.